Hi class, I wanted to give you a little video feedback so you can see how your site is functioning. I'm going to go through as a first-time user, even if I've seen these, and I have, but we're going to see how they work for your site visitor, all right? Um, Typically, you want to keep your backgrounds really simple so that we don't have some of the artifacts that are showing up in places. And so that things have enough contrast and they don't load slowly. But um, that is, some of it's a little hard to read, when it covers up some things. This isn't so hard, and I do like that initial logo. I can't seem to get it to freeze to look at it. I know I think I've seen it before, but it works. This is a little rough. Some of these are rough. The fist bump, that's something that I wouldn't put on the front page like that. Maybe when it's reduced smaller, it works, but close up like that, not as much, right? The logo, we want to take that off. Go ahead and put your name up here if you want, or your initials, but this comes with the template, so we need to get rid of that. You've got some great footage, and so I'm not sure you even need these title effects because some of the footage is more interesting, but that's just, something to think about. I do like for students to remove this if I think they have enough work, and you do. This background, it's recognizable as a Wix background, and it really just slows sites down, and it takes attention away from your work. Okay, so I think you just want to focus on these, and so have a simple background instead. It's really good if you can have the same number of lines. So if you were able to edit this down to 3, that would look really good. I like how everything is gridded. And I know with this particular layout, you had to add these here, and that works. This purple, I think I mentioned, isn't quite working. And let's remove the underline. Let's make these all the same width, this column, and bring this up. Okay. That's linked. Easy to read. Okay. Good. Yeah, mostly it's the background, and I think fewer selections here. Okay, the power lines or something, I'm not sure they're working a lot, but just look at these as pure design and readability and things, all right? So if we go here, you've added contact, that's good. Let's remove your personal phone number if that's not a Google number. Okay, let's put RT Films up here. Okay, let's do that since you're doing it here. All right. This particular kind, and I tell everyone, this particular kind of navigation adds another click for every place they want to go. So, rather than it being here where they can just click it, or being here where they can just select the page or the section. Okay, so here's what you want to do. If you go to home, you want to, in your pages and menu in your editor, drag portfolio above so that your navigation is in the same order as you're scrolling, so we don't go up and back and forth and scroll backwards when we're selecting something. All right. Okay. So let's see. Place that. This you probably should put up here, so it's at the top of every page. That background is distracting from your text. A little less, maybe a line up. Move it up a line. As I say, remove the underlying, left align it. Make sure this is part of this, so bring it up a little. Make sure on your mobile that you have a little bit of space underneath and above your photo. I would, to reduce scrolling, I would make these horizontal. You could put them down here. Yeah, and just clean up the mobile layout. You're going to move that. I would freeze the navigation so we don't have to scroll back up. Okay. So freeze your navigation menu and your header. Okay. If it's a complete sentence, you can put a period after that. All right. Good. Okay, great start. Just a few important updates, and it's going to really pull together. All right, good job. Next, Firefly. This is a little close. All right, so if you give a little space there and make this maybe a little larger or a sans serif so you can read it a little bit. Maybe not have this quite so deep, right? So we get into the content. Whatever the background is here, I would select the background and make it white so it goes away, so we don't have that. Okay, this is working. The colors, aren't picked up here. Something to think about. The green is, but the cream isn't, although that's something you could think about. I know this matches some of your work moving forward. You could make this a cream color and see how that works for you, for when they're landing on it. Let's not tile, so let's just have the one. And you already have it here. I'd make it larger. You could also make this whole background the evergreen, right? You can make that header background evergreen as well, and that would match. Then I would remove this. If you're going to put text like this, it's going to have to go over here where we can read it. Can't read it over the leaves. Left align anything that's basically over 3 paragraphs. 3 lines, sorry. This would be okay. Let's remove the bullets. Try and have 3 on each or add 1 more. But it really makes a difference in layout if you have the same number of rows. And this is all left aligned good. This needs to be left aligned as well. Okay. This is your email. Let's wrap that to where it comes up here. Okay. Let's use a simpler font for this, maybe what you're using here. Okay. Which is Quicksand. You don't want it at 72 points up here, but try Quicksand instead of Baskerville. Good. Try optimizing this photo so it doesn't take so long to load. I like the photo, and this is for everybody. I know the lighting is great inside car interiors. I experienced that myself, but eventually try to replace it with something that is not in a car. And Shakita, you are certainly not the only person who will submit that this month. Several do, usually. So let's see, you want to go ahead and check your grammar. I'm not going to go through everybody's, but know that you need to be sure that you're doing that. I will as far as a grade, but not through the video like this. Okay, so these are links. Not sure we need so many links. Essentially, it's an added link. And I think they're all going to the same place. So that we can do something about. Okay. Okay, so let's just have this. And as much as I really like, this, they're going to the same place. I like the layout and the colors, but it's just an additional page. So take the blog off and just have this page for your portfolio. Okay. And you'll need you'll need at least a LinkedIn, okay? Because clients, employers, they all look at that. They really do. To find out more. Okay. Yeah, I think you just want to simplify your colors a little bit. Make a choice between two. Let's remove the login. Okay, just delete that. All right. Okay, let's see. All right, so if we look at your mobile site, a little hard to read here, right? A little consistency. This, somehow that is, probably needs to disappear. Left align, this image is not working exactly because of the contrast isn't there, left alone. This will correct itself when you correct it on your desktop, okay? You need a LinkedIn. Left align, probably break that up into 2 paragraphs. We talked about this. You'll look at that after you take that page out. Okay. This should go below your contact. And we already talked about removing your address, so that's good. You just have Wichita, Texas. All right. This will be larger, maybe in the center on your mobile. Right? Just the logo part, not quite so much space around it. But yeah, great start. You need a little more time to work some of these things out, but you're getting there, right? Good job. Shatara. Let's see. Capitalize high. Make sure you check this out. Good job capitalizing the T. So many people don't on YouTube. And let's see if this is responsive. Okay, you want to try not to have one word on a line. The background isn't working so much with what you've chosen, this really high color and the blue background. I don't usually recommend the video. It will move things around. If you want to take a screenshot of this, that will be better, of the water. And I think you need an image. If this is what you really like, I think you need an image that, you have a brighter shirt on, maybe a solid brighter background, something like that, right? So just keep that in mind. It's a good shot where you have the highlight in the eye, all of that. That's nice. I'm just looking at the brand you're starting, okay? This font would work better if it were this font. And so that is Dinusite Grotesque, Dinusite, at 33%. You're not going to use it quite that big, right? But I think that rather than the Arial up here, this style is going to work with you better. Have a sans serif. Okay. And I'm pushing on, I'm selecting portfolio, it's not going there, which means it tells me it's either too large a file or it's not linked. And okay, so the contact is working. Simplify this. You want to have the same navigation up here. This looks like your portfolio page. So you need to link that from your home page. And yeah, you really like these bright colors. Remove this background. Just make this all about that. Take this strip out. And you need a footer that has the copyright date, etc. All right. Okay. So if we look at the mobile view, so you want to make sure that you're not cropping, you have a little bit of headroom. I'm not crazy about having these, it looks like the formatting is just not correct typically, but it doesn't feel wrong here. Make sure you capitalize your I. Do go ahead and check this for sure. The S should be before the apostrophe when you're talking about multiple possessives like that. You're going to have your footer information here. But I think this is really fun, and the fact that you have chosen it tells me that it's important to you. The navigation is missing in your mobile, so definitely have to check that. Make sure some of your things are functioning, but that's the feedback that I have for you at this moment. So take care of those things, and I think you could have a really fun site. All right? Okay. Let's see who's next. Okay, Abel. Let's remove the logo that is still back there by removing the background and making it white is usually the way to do it. Legible. I think before it was moving on top of that. Okay. I really liked that. I like what you're doing there. Okay. Good. Good. Maybe change the contrast there. It's hard to read that button. We know what it is, but we need to have it clear. Okay. All right. We want to be sure that you have an asset guide for everything. If I click on this, good, there it is. And I'm believing that it's going to be in all of these. And it is. Very good. Otherwise, in that place, you would have your video file name and number. It's a good idea. Consider allowing the user to play the video, the audio. Okay. All right. Okay. I do like when it's very clear to see your titles, that they're not overlapping. Other font. Here it is overlapping. It's possible you could select a different thumbnail. It's not really bad, but this is better. And as far as text overlapping. All right. Okay, so let's look at your mobile. Okay. This does need to read a little bigger, whether you put it above your name. Fatal Productions, that does tell us that at least it's a production company, and here you tell us what you do, so that's good. I don't know if these need to link, except they do. Good. You want to be sure, let's remove anything that isn't showing up here or a blank. Good, you have this frozen so it stays with the scrolling site. So close that gap. Good. Little space here. Headroom before this feedback. I like that. Okay, just double checking that it's going. Okay. Maybe you want to put a form here in that blank spot, but sometimes it's better just to make a separate page for your contact and close that up. And I'm looking for your social media links. I know you have them on your desktop. Just not showing up for me here. All right, so double check that that's available everywhere. All right, so great start. Well, almost finished. You guys have really put in a lot of work, and you've learned a lot, and you've been applying it, so great job there. We need to make this a little more legible, so it'll have to be a little larger. I have a feeling this text will need to be a little larger too. It's at 15, make it at least 16. Okay. This link isn't working, or the files are too big. This will have to move over here so that we can read it. The contrast isn't there on this side. Again, that's going to go larger. Okay, you want to link up to your sites. Take this off, your phone number. Okay, good. Okay, you'll need to have, all right, there it is. Never mind. Okay. So your navigation, that goes to the about. Let's move the contact last, always. You don't need this here. Photos don't really reproduce very well for a logo at all. So you just need to, this is sufficient, okay? If you want to give a purple color somewhere, that's fine, but that you don't need. It's not helping. So you can see we're going to need to freeze your navigation because we have to scroll all the way up to get to it. You have a bio and about, and so that isn't really working. Okay, so just choose one. Move that to the right. And certainly your welcome won't be last. All right. So make sure that your navigation is in the same order as you have your strips here of information, and you don't want to duplicate them. All right. Okay, this can go at the bottom and remove your phone number. All right. All right. Let's check out this, Devon. Okay. Yeah. Let's make the logo bigger if you're going to use that, and definitely remove that template logo. Let's see. Next time you'll want to split that so that it's on one line. This would be a nice leading photo or image, I think. But maybe you would then want this in white. Okay. A little more space between these columns. This looks like a good size. It's just that it's a good size. It's just that it's a difficult font to read. Avenir isn't bad with this particular template. All right, try and use the same style here for your descriptions down here, and if you can make sure that they're all the same, that would be great. If you are able to reduce this to where it is one line, I know it's a title, it would help keep this page really clean. Yeah, rather than all caps, let's find something easier to read, consistent, same number of lines, and definitely the same size. So, all right, we don't need this, okay? We're going straight into your portfolio. You can just say portfolio. It's too close to have a link, it's just going to such a short distance. This, right, let's delete that. And when I say that, I mean let's delete this button. Okay, take this out because we want to remove that page also in your pages and menus so it's not there. Okay. See, so you need to remove the bio page because this is template. And instead, you're going to have your about, link your bio to this. Okay. Sometimes it's easier since this is a one page. This is how you do it. You're going to go to your home page that you have. You have it named bio here, but you're going to go to your first page and you're going to add a link and you're going to name it about or bio, but that could get confusing for you, in which case you'll have two bios and you'll delete this page because this page has to go. But you do need something in your navigation that links right to this. And so you're going to add an anchor. If you need more help with that, there are resources in the course content section of your course. And so that will have how to do these things. But really what you need to do is you're creating another link in your navigation that links here, that anchors right here. Okay. Contact me if you don't, if you're not able to get that figured out. There may also be a video. So make sure you link yourself to your social accounts, especially a LinkedIn, if nothing else. All right? Okay, so let's take a look at your mobile view. Okay. I do like this photo a lot. That's a great shot. Get rid of that. Take this out. Okay, you have this twice, so remove one. Get rid of that. Your socials are going to be down here. Go ahead and freeze your navigation. Yeah, so you're going to work on that. Once you fix everything in your desktop, some of it will correct itself and you'll go through it. All right? And make sure you double check this one. This one is really hard to read. It just comes with the template. It's just not easy. All right, just a few tweaks, mainly with your navigation and that bio page. Okay? All right, Jeremy, a big difference from what you have had before in the past. Always making sure not to cover content if ever you have a drop-down menu. If you're going to have capital F, make sure B and M and E are also capitalized. And your contact is last. Probably need a little more contrast here, right? The natural state of it is still not very bright. You can just have a brighter color here. Maybe it's red or yellow, something that pulls from your selection here. Okay. Good. Okay. Probably don't need this. You know, I know you may feel like it describes a lot, but honestly, when we say this is film, we're going to photography. So why not link, photography and just link right here, which works really well. Rename these files, okay? And I thought this was just fascinating, of course. Again, make sure you rename the files, but doesn't need much of a description here. Maybe a little, I don't even think you need anything that says before and after, but do capitalize the B. Okay, good. This is a little different. Okay, I guess if you're saying it's a video, we try and have everything in the same format. Doesn't bother me. You've got the grid in the same format. Okay. All right. If I select this, make sure we've got enough background here that tells us exactly what your role was. Okay. Okay, just, if you used applications, if you were the graphic designer, whatever it was, let us know for sure. All right, let's see. This is well organized compared to where we were. I am trying to X out of this, and it's hard to read because of the background. So we need a little help with that. It's hard to find. This does cover this content up, not a big deal though. Yeah, the only thing that is a little confusing is this. I would put it by itself. The only problem is, and the background is competing a little bit. The only thing is, especially when you have something with so much content, text, I'm not as interested in looking at that as I am this. These are great visuals. So this isn't buying you anything in this particular arrangement for some reason. Maybe it's just a little busy, okay? You might want to go in and edit some things on that before you make it a video, and then make it a little larger so we don't have other things competing with it. Okay, so let's go to your about. All right, a little bit of space here. Underneath here, I would capitalize that, take out the /, make it the same color red. Okay. Make sure you have your copyright date down there. You need the year. Okay. Now, anything that isn't yours, you need to remove that. Okay. Any image that isn't yours needs to come out, and you've got some. So I'm just not sure that this isn't the template. I'd have to look to see, but just not sure. So double check that. Try and have your, if you're going to use boxes, make them the same size. Just not sure you need that. Center that if you're going to put it in a box. We've got a few different fonts here. And this, I can't see if it's linked. I'd have to check it. And it's going to work. So take these off. Okay, all right, but it's getting cleaner and cleaner, so kudos there. All right. Let's look at your mobile. And make sure nothing's covered up. And that everything is linked. Drop downs can get a little funny when we, go to these. So I'm just going to let you, check out all that. May not need as many here. I would just select your best because it's a lot of scrolling. A lot, okay? Just select a few sets, okay? And they can look at your larger site or anything else. Correct that. Hard to read this font. Frequently we have to take some paragraphs out of the mobile because it's too much scrolling, so that's what I recommend. And again, a couple of those just look like they're stock footage, and the reason we don't want to do that is if you're a photographer, then you want to avoid that. So we have this and this, so make sure that's taken care of. But you only have the one set down here. Take your phone number off unless that's your Google number. But yeah, really happy with how far you've come. Okay, nice job, Jeremy. All right, so we can remove the login. The color works well here, this background. I want to see if this has much to do with your brand, though. Okay. Make sure you take off your address for sure, and your phone number can be a Google Voice. It's free. And link up your social and update the year. Okay, these are templates, so take this page out altogether. And take this page out altogether. If you plan on using it at some point, then hide it. Hide this. Or delete it. This is template. Okay, so essentially we have two pages. We're going to need portfolio examples, 3 of those, okay? Okay, so essentially, and you will only need one image, and close all that up. So spend about several hours, and we'll see where you are after that. Okay, Mike. We don't really need these because they're not linking to anything, okay? This is your navigation, and so I would reduce some of that. If you want to, let's see, this is here. If you want to make this a little larger, so it feels more like this, but it feels like, we want to link, especially because it has arrows, but it isn't doing that. So we can take this off. Okay, a little small on the font. We need it to go a little bigger. It's 14. Let's make it 16. This is a really interesting image with the lettering over it. I'm not sure, if it's yours or not. It's not something I've seen a lot, so could be. This, okay. 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 And this is a larger of that. It's a good use. I mean, I don't like to see duplicates, but actually it's very consistent with it, and it's yours and is working really well. I always like the upside down pyramid as well. I'm not sure how this matches your landscape, which you're doing, as much as I like this, you might need more of a landscape there or nothing. It just isn't matching your brand, at least what you've told us. Let's make sure we freeze this so that we can have access to it from where we are. When you select portfolio, it should go right there. Okay. This image is taking a really long time to load, so you want to check the size of that. Okay. Yeah, it's a terrific start. You just need to, I think, freeze some of this so that your navigation. And if it turns out that the header is too deep, then you can move this and bring this up a little bit, or you can move your navigation to the sides of this. You might have to take one out so that it's even. All right, great start. And I'm looking for, Mike, I'm not sure that I see your get feedback link. Okay, so you want to make sure you send that so I can look at your mobile and so that you can get credit for that. All right, Chara, great opening, nice photo. This is taking a little long to load. You want to optimize that. Good, you tell us exactly what you do. This needs to be a little bigger. Hard to read there. Okay. All right, a little more space here. Simplify it if you can, wherever you can. If you have to / and combine something. Yeah. Okay. Gets a little hard to read. That's small. This I would left align with this. Left align this. I'm not sure this is even needed, in which case this would have to kind of go along with this space. Make those longer and come out to here. Yeah, this one needs to be the same width to work. Or if you had something here, content here, and then something that made sense here, okay, like underneath this and using up the full canvas width here. But of course it would have to be the same paragraph content. Little space here. And remove your phone number, unless that is a Google number. All right, looking great. Okay, nice. Okay. Okay, great. This looks really nice, but it needs to be updated or removed, so we don't have anything that says coming soon. And let's take this off, okay, because this is more like a placeholder. And, you know, if you plan on using it, just disable it for your score. Yeah, and you'll remove any place that has that. Okay. Remove all of this. Okay. All right, very small. That's very small. Contrast needs to improve. You know, even if it's lovely, we have to be able to read it easily. A little space here, underneath that. And, okay, so these feel like maybe they're yours, but the other Instagram page seemed to be placeholder. Okay. Lock your navigation. Yeah. The colors are good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, space. This is loading very slowly, whatever it is, or it's a gap that you want to take out. I'm not sure you need this underlined. Okay, so this does work better on your mobile, except here. So you want to, I'll check it out, reduce some of it. Okay. Maybe it's a post where you have a see more or read more and the rest comes up. But, okay. Close that gap. Okay, now look into that Instagram, that other page. All right, terrific job, Chara. Just a little bit of, you know, layout and sizing in places, things like that, space. All right, good job. Okay. All right, Bradford, I believe this is yours. A little hard to read this. 15, come up at least 1 point there on the 15. It's just very similar to the background color. Okay. Okay, so how about we say director, producer, you know, so we know immediately without having to read anything on the home page. Okay. Make sure you know, take this through one more time, everybody, to check the spelling. Make sure this is a Google number and not your personal number. And let's see. Okay, nice. It gets harder to read with that background, but yeah, background makes it hard to read. And it's taking me away from your work, which we absolutely don't want to have happen. All right. Yeah. Try and edit to where we don't have such a gap after a sentence. This is good. All right. Okay. You're going to need to add a contact up here. I would freeze this so we can get to it. Have a contact up here that links to this. If you want to have a little more room there that says contact, rather than that background, that can work too at this point. But we will need to have that. Let's look at the mobile. Watch your overlaying. You want that to link to here. Okay, and we select that button. Watch that.
This is a reminder. Get a passport.
Okay, so make sure that your work is with the actual descriptions, right? On your mobile. And let's see. Yeah, and you'll add your contact. Even if you don't use social media, do have a LinkedIn. That's a great place for you to connect with people, and it's really going to be important to your career. All right? Okay, Brett. Let's, a great fun picture. Let's left align this. Be sure to allow padding around the button text. And let's create a little higher contrast for your social buttons. I'm not sure we need that rule there, but it is duplicated there. Not sure this is your image. If it isn't, then you want to find a way to replicate it if you like it, so that because you are a camera person as well. Same amount of space here and here. Same amount of space here and here. Double check that these are, that's 24 point and 24. Okay, looked a little bigger. 20 and 20. Okay. It's laid out well though. Make sure you have the same amount of space under every photo and before the next one, so this is quite a lot. Okay. So far so good. Simple, to the point. Let's see. Yeah, do have a LinkedIn also. All right, very well done. Let's look at the mobile version. Again, you're going to want footage that you have taken, given what your services are. Left align that. It's the right amount of text. Close this gap. You can make that a light gray or this color, the kind of the gold color, if you choose to Tan. Yeah, if that's not yours, you'll be sure to remove it. All right. All right, Brett, great start. Not a lot of changes here. So good job, everybody. And I know that it may be a little much to go through everybody's, but it can sometimes give you a little help. But definitely look at yours and make sure that you list in a bullet pointed list your revisions that are needed, because that will be part of your submission this coming week for your final. You will be listing the bullets of your feedback comments, and then you will implement those. You will also be reviewing a peer, and you will want to consider everything that they've said as well. So that will be more experience for you in evaluating the effectiveness and layouts of websites. So really happy with how far everybody's come, and I'm really excited to see where you're going to be next week. Good job, everybody.